Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Autohrycfix. So today we're going to be installing my winter tires on my 2011 Honda CRV. Um, I know installing tires on a car is quite simple, but we're just going to go over a few things to help you guys refresh your memory. Um, it is quite simple to install winter tires, especially if they're already mounted on rims and you can do it in your driveway. Just have to safely jack up the car, make sure that you're on jack stands, and yeah, go ahead and swap out the tires. But at the same time, I will be showing you a few little tips to help you judge if your winter tires are good for the season. Also, I will also show you a few tools that you might need to install your winter tires for those newbies who haven't ever done this job before. So we'll start by, I'll just be showing you a few of the tools. Some of the things that I use when I'm installing my tires at home. First off, I have my tire thread gauge to make sure which tires should go in the front and which tires should go in the back. Usually you put the tires with the more tread gauge in the front, and then you put the ones with the less in the back because you have the car steering is in the front, so you want better traction in the front. But you should always check with your owner's manual of your type of vehicle to make sure. Next thing you're going to need is a jack. I know the cars come with jacks, but it is preferable to buy one of those more safety jacks, the 2 tons, 3 tons at your local auto parts store, or you can purchase one on Amazon so that your car is jacked up safely and that you have jack stands as well. Another thing, if you do not have a compressor with an impact gun, or these days they have these electric impact guns that are a lot easier and a lot lighter to use. Old school way, breaker bar with the socket that you need for your vehicle. In my case, Honda CRV 2011, it is a 19mm socket. Also verified, make sure that if your vehicle is equipped with the anti-lock lug nuts, to find them in the car before you start so that you know exactly where it is. Third of all, you'll need a torque wrench. I highly recommend you torque your wheels after you're done, because you don't want to over torque them because if I've seen it in the garage, some clients have installed their tires at home and they over torque it, and what happens is that it weakens the stud, and while you're driving it breaks off. The heat and everything too tight, strip the threads, and God forbid while you're driving the wheel falls off. So always torque your wheels. I'll look up the torque specification for my Honda CRV and I'll leave it in the description down below. But if you're doing this for any other type of vehicle, I highly suggest that you look up your torque specifications for your lug nuts. And also on certain vehicles, there is a certain pattern in molding your tires afterwards. From this Honda, I will show you as well. And third off, I highly suggest either you get a marker or a crayon that they sell so that you can mark your tires. So when you're taking it off the summer tires to put on your winter tires, you can mark which tire goes where on the car, so that next year you can verify with your thread gauge which one should go in the front, which one should go in the back, and you know exactly which side it is on. Another thing when changing your tires at home, a good thing is you can also check how your previous tires have worn throughout the season. If they have worn with busts or with angles, or if not unevenly, good indication that you might need an alignment so that when you're putting on your new tires, you don't want to wear them badly. You guys can go and get an alignment afterwards. What I'm going to be doing also is one thing that I do is when I'm taking off the tires, I also have a visual inspection of my brakes and my suspension to make sure that everything is in order for the upcoming season. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so here are my winter tires. They're already mounted on another set of wheels. Another thing to look for before swapping out your tires to make sure that you don't encounter any problems, especially if you're doing it for the first time, is to always verify if your vehicle comes with TPMS sensors. A lot more makes and models these days have TPMS sensors that work with the ABS or the VSA systems with your car. Certain makes and models, you might have to go to the dealer to get them programmed. Like in this case for the Honda CRV, they are a hard sensor that needs to be recalibrated to the system, to the car. So I will be going to the dealership afterwards and having it programmed during the week. Some other types of vehicles, you just need to drive the vehicle and it'll calibrate on its own. Um, some vehicles don't even need it at all. Just install it on the car. Best way to look is to check in your owner's manual, and it will indicate exactly which type of system you have. Also, some of these systems, like I said before, work with the VSA, or it works with the ABS, or even sometimes they work with both. So that when you're slipping, the anti-lock brake system works or does not work. And in my case, if I do not program them, it turns systems off and you have a light in the dash. Some systems, it's just for the tire pressure itself. It's just so that the car knows if you have a flat tire or not. But again, like I said, just take a look in your owner's manual and it'll write everything out. All right. So I've already put my left side tires together and my right side tires together. Now the next step I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my thread gauge and I'm going to check to see which tire I should put in front and which tire I should put in the back. So basically, like I've taught you in other videos, you take your tire gauge, you put it into the tire all the way down, tap it a few seconds, and just verify the 32s. Again, the different levels. If you have 0.32, your tires are finished. Usually winter tires go up to 12.32, a brand new winter tire. In my case, this first one that I just checked, it is at 10.32, so it's still pretty new. And the second one here on the bottom, oh, there, it's also 10.32, so they were using pretty evenly. As you guys might hear, I have a little bit of an audience today. I have some few birds chirping in the background. Sorry about that, but it's always nice to hear. So again, before I install my winter tires, I'm just going to take a visual look to make sure that there is no uneven wear, and then I will go ahead and I will install them. Again, for winter tires, when looking at them, to have a safe winter, personally, if you have anything below 532, I would be cautious in driving for the season. 432, it's for me personally, it's a no-no, especially if you're driving in ice and very heavy snow conditions, like the winters that we have here. So I know that there is a lot of different types of tires out there. You have studded tires as well. Later on in the video, I'll show you exactly the different types. And at the same time, I'll try and show you a few pictures here, the different types of valves that are out there as well. So another few things that differ from a four-season tire to a winter tire, it is that they are made with different compounds. A lot of winter tires are made with a softer compound, so you have better traction on the road. And in the colder temperatures, they don't harden up, so it doesn't have like an ice skating effect. Another thing is, as you guys can see, a lot of winter tires have these little teeth in here, so that when you're driving, when the tire is rolling, it grips into the snow or took onto the road, so you have traction. Again, a lot of different tire makes and models out there that have different types of thread styles, but you always, like I said, you always want to have ones that are with a lot more grooves in them, so you have better traction. As you guys can see, I've already jacked up the car and the summer tires are still on, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to verify the suspension to make sure that everything is okay. So yeah, basically you just want to move the tire side to side and up and down just to see if there's any play. Side to side will be indicating if there's any play in the tie rods. Up and down is more for bearing noises. Again, we just got to do this. Everything's pretty solid. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and turn the tire off. So another thing I like to do when I'm swapping out my winter tires is that I like to verify my brake pads just to make sure that everything is okay. So what you want to do is just going to remove the bolt from the lower caliper and just take a look and see if your pads need to be replacing. If they're not, if they're still good, at least you know for the next while you're driving, everything is gonna be okay. So in my case, I still have about a good 70% left on my pad, and my discs are doing pretty good. Everything is in good working condition, so we can put everything back together and install a tire. Right, so there you have it. We installed our winter tires, and we verified our suspension, and we verified our brakes. So now all I'm just going to do is I'm going to lower the car and go ahead and do the same thing at the other 3 wheels. And at the end, I'm going to torque all 4. Alright, so now that that side is done, I verified my rear brake pads as well, and they were still good at about 50%, so we can go ahead and do the other side. And there you had it. We installed our winter tires, we verified our brakes, we verified our suspension, and we checked your tire pressure. Always make sure to verify your tire pressure. One last thing to do, which is very important, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you're doing it at home, I highly suggest you invest in a torque wrench and torque your wheels. On the Honda CRV 2011, the torque specification for the lug nuts are 80 foot-pounds. So again, you go around, tighten it, and once you hear the click of the torque wrench, you're done. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be safe out there this winter, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one.